So 2 promises at the start. Number 1, you are not going to be taking jobs away from Hans Zimmer or Bear McCready or John Williams. Well, maybe John Williams because he, retired. But you will have a full orchestral piece that, you did by the end of this video. The second is that by the end of this video, I'll have taught you how to fake playing piano. So over the last few weeks on the channel, we've been exploring AI filmmaking. And today I wanted to dive in to show you how you could make touching, emotional, dramatic, or suspenseful scores for your short films, animations, and videos. And this isn't by using a prompt-based AI music generator or like a one-click track builder. You'll be arranging and making your own music here, and you can do so without actually having any musical knowledge or theory. On top of it, I haven't really been overly impressed with a lot of the AI music generators. For example, the current hot one is MusicGen, but if you give it a try with like a prompt that says like Hans Zimmer soundtrack, you get a result that sounds a little bit like this. I think we can all admit that it's not quite THX ready yet. So let's fix that, learn some stuff, and have some fun. All right, let's dive in. Some things you do not need for this tutorial and video. One is a keyboard. Second thing you do not need is any kind of musical knowledge or theory. Music's big secret is that honestly, if you can count to 4 and know the alphabet up to G, you're pretty much qualified. Some things you will need today, one would be a DAW or a digital audio workstation. Today I'm using Ableton. I'll have a link on how you can get that later on in the video. But honestly, you don't have to use this. Any DAW will do. If you're on the Mac side, you already have GarageBand. And if you're on the Windows side, there's a pretty good DAW called Cakewalk that's totally free. You'll also need Spitfire Labs, BBC Orchestra. It is totally free. Yeah, you get an orchestra for free. Download a number of other instruments from Labs. It's all free. It's all pretty amazing. Some favorites of mine include Soft Piano, which is a really, really lovely piano, and Foghorn, which is, as it sounds, the sound of a foghorn. We're actually going to be using that today for our Baroom sound. By the way, did you guys know that Brahm has its own Wikipedia page? And honestly, other than that, all you're going to really need is your ears and an opinion on what sounds good to you. So actually, one thing that you will need is a piece of influence or inspiration music. In this case, I'm going to take Hans Zimmer's Time from the film Inception and use that. And I know in this day and age, nobody actually has MP3s anymore. Everything's streaming. So honestly, the easiest way to get a reference is just to use a Chrome plugin called Sample. You just install it. Anything that's playing in your browser, you just hit the red button and basically it'll start recording it. You stop the red button and it stops recording it. Once we have our reference audio, we can head over to a site called avia.ai. Sign up for an account, it's free. So once you've signed up for Avia and you have the Spitfire Audio, BBC Orchestra, and a few instruments from Labs, we are set to go. So the first thing we're gonna wanna do in Avia is create an influence track. We can do that by heading to the Influences tab up here, and then hitting Create, and then hovering down to Influence. At this point, we can drop our reference audio onto it. So one thing that will come up is that Avia will ask you if you know what the key signature of your song is. It's fine if you don't know what key signatures are or how they work. Generally, you can just Google or even ChatGPT the song name and just ask what key is this, and it'll generally come up and be accurate. So you can just come down and hit G major. And we're done. It'll analyze your audio file. You can trim it as much as you want and then just hit upload. So as that's working, we can come back to the compositions tab, hit the create button over here, create a composition. It kind of brings you back to this window. Now, the reason that I had you initially do that influences thing is that I found it's a bit buggy if you try to run a audio file at this point. So all we're going to need to do is hit use an existing influence, and you can see our influences right here. So we will just create from influence. At that point, you're actually given a couple of options here as well. Selecting an emotion, for example. I think this is kind of a melancholy, sad song, so we'll put this. We'll call it 130, and then it'll ask you how many compositions you want generated from that track. Now, it's important to note that what Avia is going to generate is not necessarily a one-to-one copy of Hans Zimmer's Time. It's going to sort of take elements from it and create something new out of it. It's actually kind of one of the reasons that I kind of like Avia. Once it's done processing, you'll have a couple of options to choose from. Don't stress too much about the instruments or the arrangement. We're going to futz and play around with all of that later on. So what you're just basically listening for is something that sounds in the ballpark of what you're looking for. So let's give a listen to the first one, just a couple of seconds. Okay, our next track. Okay, to be honest, I wasn't really blown away at all by those last two, but the first one was kind of in the ballpark of what we're looking for, so I'm going to select that. At that point, it'll ask you if you want an MP3 file of it in orchestrated MIDI, reduced MIDI, or chords. Just download this, download a zip, and you get the whole kit and caboodle. As a note, on the free tier, Avia only allows you to download 3 tracks per month, but that's actually pretty generous in my opinion. So once we have our files downloaded, it is time to head over to our DAW. Once again, I'm using Ableton today. You can use any DAW that you want. There's going to be some specific Ableton type tutorial things in here because I do want to do this from a very ground level. That said, I do have some links and options for you to get Ableton coming up in just a minute. Ableton probably looks a little intimidating and weird if you have never used a DAW before. It's actually relatively easy. So this is session view, which we do not want to use. It's for a completely different purpose, mostly like live looping and live performances. What we want to do is head up to these 3 dots over here or hit the tab button to go into what's called arrangement view. And that is much more linear and horizontal. Now, the version of Ableton that you will likely have is Ableton Lite, which is the free version, which is limited to 8 tracks. So all we have to do at this point is take our MIDI file and literally just drag it right on in, and it's set. So you'll want to add in the MIDI files that say reduced as opposed to full orchestration. It's fairly simple timeline-wise. You've got your, guys that you sort of move around this way. The one thing I'll say is that you're going to want to make sure to come up to the options and have snap to grid turned on. So that will make each one of these guys snap as you move from bar to bar. So one thing that you will very quickly notice is that if we just hit play, no sound happens because we don't actually have any instruments assigned to these MIDI tracks. So in order to do that, all you need to do is come over to this plugins tab. In VST or VST3, you will find your BBC Labs. So we have our BBC Symphony Orchestra, and we literally just drag it onto each track. You can see that each one of these rows has a corresponding category, melody, bass, extra, chords, and percussion. So just to get a handle on how BBC Orchestra works, I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to solo this channel by hitting this S button. And we can now listen to how this sounds. So let's give it a shot. You can either hit the play button or you can just hit the space bar. Okay, so that was the violins. Let's move that over to violins 2. Additionally, you have these controls in terms of the performance of each one of the instrument groups. If you don't know your musical terminology, just turn it on and just see how it goes. So let's quickly take a look at what we want to do here. For example, with this bass, I actually am going to want to swap that out to our Hans Zimmer Brahm bass. So I'm going to go switch that over to Labs just by dragging that over. And within Labs, you have all of the various instruments that you wanted to download. Foghorn was the one that I liked. And Brutalizer was the one that actually sounded very, Hans Zimmer Brahmy to me. Let's give a listen to that. We can preview it here. So it's close, but we're going to play around with it a little bit more to get it closer to that sound. So I'm just going to double click on that to make it active, and there it is. So for our melody, the original timepiece had a kind of haunting piano thing. So I'm actually going to, I'm not going to switch that out. I'm going to duplicate it so that we have 2 versions of it. But it is still loaded with the BBC Orchestra. So again, we're just going to take our Labs VST, drag it over. And now I can swap this out for soft piano, let's say. So as a quick FYI, if you ever end up losing your instruments or you don't know where your controllers went, you can just highlight a track here. And if you come down here, if you hit this little wrench button, it'll pop back up. I'm on 2 screens, so I'll actually have to drag it up, but that did pop up. My soft piano popped up once again. If I close it down and minimize it, you can see that wrench is gone. I hit that again, boom, pops up again. So after doing some assigning, we now have some instruments. So all at once, it doesn't actually sound all that interesting or musical. It sounds like music, it just doesn't sound like very good music. So let's take a listen to it real quick. So yeah, it just kind of sounds like it's there. It actually sounds a lot like AI music in all honesty. So let's take a look at how to edit this and give it some kind of feel and a little more dynamics and excitement and interest. So briefly before we move into that section, I just wanted to let you guys know, I know this is a lot to take in. So I have put together a PDF guide for everyone that kind of cribs notes together so you can kind of quick refer to it. It's over on Gumroad. It's totally free, but as always, donations are super appreciated. And I really do appreciate everyone who has donated in the past. As far as getting a copy of Ableton Live Lite, it's a little annoying because I guess for licensing reasons, it only comes bundled with certain hardware and software. That said, the cheapest way that I know is if you are an iOS user, you can download the Koala sampler for $4.99 off the App Store, and it will come with Ableton Live Lite. If you're not an iOS user, there's a kind of a weird workaround where apparently you can buy an issue of Computer Music Magazine for $4.99 and it will come with a Live Lite license. You can also go to ableton.com and get a free trial for 90 days if you don't feel like committing to anything. Lastly, I have a number of codes that I've picked up over the years just from sort of buying a bunch of hardware. So if you pop over to the Discord and in the AI music channel, I may have a spare license for you. So all that said, let's jump back into editing. Chances are you're probably going to want to manipulate your notes a little bit. So what we can do is just double click on any one of these cells and that'll bring up our piano roll down here. So let's move this up to highlight a little bit more. Now, if you don't know music theory or you don't know how to play a keyboard, we do know from Avia what the key of the song is though. So all we have to do is come over to this scale button, hit that, and we can change this over to G major. And now all of these highlighted notes are the actual notes in that key. Furthermore, if we hit the scale button, we've now reduced everything to just notes in that key. So in other words, you're not going to hit a bum note. Now, my problem with the foghorn is that it kind of decays before it gets a chance to get going. So all we're going to do is we're just going to take these notes, we're going to delete them, and then I'm going to extend them. So now let's take a listen to our Brahm and see how that plays this time. Not bad, but it doesn't really have that kick that I want it to. So what you can do is move over into this audio effects tab, and there's one called Drive here. And since this is an effect, all we have to do is drop it into this line here. So I'm gonna take this Hot Tubes and I'm just gonna drag it right under there as an effect. So let's take a listen to it now. Now I'll say everything still feels a bit on the flat side, right? So what we're gonna wanna do is start chopping up these pieces of music and kind of moving it around a little bit. So to do that, all you have to do is come up to any one of these lines here and hit Command E or Control E, and that creates a cut. So now we can take this section, move it around, let's cut this here, move it around. So, you know, every 2 or 3 bars, whatever looks good to you in all honesty. So let's see what happens if we create a little intro section over here. So once again, I'm just gonna cut here and here. Again, because everything's in the same key, it will relatively all work together. Maybe add a Brahm in there. So after a few minutes of futzing around, I got to a place where I thought it was pretty decent. The problem is that this melody is total trash. So let's see what we can do about working on that. So double clicking on it, we see all of our note data here. Again, we can go into the scale and go into G major. So these are all of the notes that are available to us. The first thing I'm going to do is get rid of all of this busyness over here. I just don't think it's tracking very well overall. Same thing for over here. Now we can just start kind of playing around with it by hitting the B button. We now have a brush in which we can do whatever we want. One hot note, by the way, I totally forgot about this earlier. This blue button up here, you're definitely going to want to have that on so that you can hear what's happening as you're sort of inputting notes in. So you can hit the Command or Control button to extend your various notes. And again, over here controls your velocity. So anything that we input is going to sound relatively in key. Within just a few minutes of just kind of playing around and really not even thinking about the notes, just kind of, is it higher or is it lower, and just kind of humming it and just repeatedly listening to it, going like, add something here, take away something here. That sounds too busy. We have something that sounds roughly like a soundtrack in a movie. So there you go. Now, is that as good as a Hans Zimmer score? No. Hans Zimmer is a world-class composer. I am a dude who put this together in about 20 minutes with some free software and an AI assistant. But what I like about doing things this way is that you end up creating something that is unique to you. You have the assistance of AI, sure, but you get to make note choices and sound choices that no one else is going to make. And if you take a swing at this and your first piece doesn't come out that great, hey, don't stress at all. I mean, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Oh, and right, I was going to teach you how to fake playing piano. This is the first short that I ever did for this channel. How to fake playing piano in 6 easy steps. Step 1, pour a drink. It should be brown and aged at least 10 years. Use the nice glass. Remember, we're classy. Put the glass on your piano. Use a coaster. Respect your instrument. You're a musician now. Now find your C note. It's the white one underneath the set of 2 black keys. Skip 1 white key, skip 1 white key, and skip 1 white key. Step 4, take that whole shape and move it up 4 keys. Right pedal at the bottom for sustain. Sustain means emotions, like the smooth emotions our drink brings out in us. Roll the keys around and pretend you know what you're doing. All set, go get a job at a fancy restaurant. Hit subscribe for more tips on piano from a dude that doesn't even play piano. I thank you for watching. My name is Tim.